Join attendees from Shell, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Duke Energy, and 800 more energy UAV leaders at the second annual Energy Drone Coalition Summit in Houston, Texas on June 19th to the 21st. Visit energydronecoalition.com to learn more and get your ticket. Welcome to CommercialDrones.fm, the podcast that explores the commercial drone industry, the people who power it, and the concepts that drive it. I'm your host, Ian Smith. Ian Smith coming at you from San Francisco, California, and today I'm here with Jack Wu, the CEO and co-founder of Nightingale Security, a robotic aerial security startup. So welcome to the show, Jack. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here. First of all, I want to draw attention to the way that I introduced you. So the tagline was a robotic aerial security startup. And so we did chat about this just briefly before we hit the record button. But can you tell us a little bit about, this is a Commercial Drones FM, it's a drone podcast, but you made a very nice distinction about the way you refer to yourselves as, and maybe you could share that with us to kick us off.
Yeah, sure. So we call ourselves robotic aerial securities because we use robotic technology and we apply that to an aerial platform, and we focus the application on security.
Okay. So it's not just drones, though, is what you're saying. Like, it's just going to be robots in the future, You're saying how we refer to computers these days as machines instead of a computing machine.
Right. It's just like how computer technology doesn't consist of just hardware. There's also software, right? And there's also the UI. So there's multiple components, and I think robotics is the same thing. So we're just using it for security.
Cool. And so what is Nightingale Security then? I mean, what is this company? I know I'd met a couple of your colleagues previously. It must have been at least like a year and a half ago or so at an event here in SF. But yeah, tell us a little bit about the company and what it does.
Okay. So we operate in the physical security space. We have about 17 people. Our product is RAS, Robotic Aerial Security. It consists of a drone and a base station that enables autonomous operations, autonomous takeoff, landings, pre-planned missions, and the software that does the fleet management. It includes machine learning directly on the base. So these base stations are actually edge-based parallel computing network as well.
Gotcha. So it is kind of, so I refer to these, listeners will know as drones in a box, kind of, for lack of a better term. So basically, this is one of the scenarios where there's essentially like a home base station, like you said, and the drone lives inside of it, quote unquote. And that's just kind of like its base of operations.
That's right.
It lands in it and then it takes off from it.
Yeah. I mean, you can see it as like bird and its nest.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Are those the product names?
That's actually internal phrases. We call it birds. We call our drones birds, and our base is nests.
And so Nightingale is a type of birds
that sings at night.
Very poignant. That sings at night. So that's what the Nightingale is. Okay. I don't think I have any of those around me in the Civic Center over here.
She was also a nurse in World War I that helped heal a lot of Allied soldiers.
Florence. Bingo.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. There we go. Okay. So
it's coming together.
Yeah. Great inspiration for the name there. And tell us a little bit more about the company then, like, how many employees roughly, and like, are you guys pre-revenue, post-revenue?
Yeah. So we're 17, about to be 18 employees. We are post-revenue.
Nice. That's awesome. And let's kind of back up a little bit. And what about yourself? I mean, how did you get into drones?
I got into drones because as a kid, I grew up in Taiwan until I was 9, and I lived right next door to an Air Force base. And that happened to be, Taiwan is the only place outside the United States that operated the U-2, which is the U-2 spy plane. And they used to do spy missions over China. So living right next to an air base, I see a lot of aircraft coming in and out. Anyway, long story short, I'm into tactical ISR, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance.
Okay. So what does that mean exactly?
It just means that, a lot of time people are spent, in the security space or in the military watching things. So things that you have to be aware of before you can take action. Mm-hmm. And in physical security, it's the same thing. That's why there's so many cameras. So we're just performing some tasks that existing cameras can't do, like patrolling a wide, perimeter, like a 5-mile perimeter. That's it's got challenging terrains, so the guards may not be able to get there very quickly, or do it efficiently and cost effectively. So we come in and we fill that gap.
And so that gets into the next kind of question that I had, or like, what are these security drones used for? I mean, you can say security drones, but is this like a military security drone? Is this like for non-military? I mean, what's the deal here?
It's like paramilitary. I would say that the type of mission that it conducts are tactical ISR missions over a fixed location. Okay. So it's perimeter security, rapid response, and the drones, they talk to each other via R2D2D, relay to drone. So it's a communication. It's a homage to R2D2.
Okay, but, I'm like R2D2D, relay to drone to drone. Okay. Jeez, you guys got all the cool names, Nightingale and R2D2 going on.
Yeah, that's part of our patent. We actually have a patent on the entire system. You're a drone in a box. We're the drone in a box for security patent. Okay.
That's the first one that we've had on this show. So yeah, so now you're like the second kind of like quote unquote drone in a box company to be a guest here. So that's really cool, because I think that is like the future of drones. They're just going to fly themselves. And so how is this going to change the security industry though? Like if you look at the current method of doing security for your types of clients, like what is the big efficiency gain or safety gain or like security gain that we're really seeing here, and how is that changing the game?
Yeah, so going back to what I was mentioning about patrolling a large perimeter, there are specific missions that simply cannot be done with human guards. Humans can only walk, we can't fly. Even if we're in a vehicle, there are terrains that we simply can't pass. So drones, being terrain insensitive, almost, if you fly high enough, you're able to see more and provide a different vantage point and cover large areas very quickly. So we see ourselves as a force multiplier, where we come in and we augment the existing human guards and give them new capabilities, and so they can be at multiple places at once, and also don't have to labor with false alarms, because the drone is just as enthusiastic on the 1000th false alarm as it is with the first one.
That's a great point. So like, as far as potential clients go, are we talking like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Dr. Evil kind of stuff? Like what industries are using this, and are there any like deployments kind of just like super generalized? Because obviously,
what makes you think they're not already my customers?
Well, I don't know. I'll let them answer that one. But any that you can share, just like a general, like a setup, like
Sure.
I'm imagining like, are there a bunch of these nests kind of located all around a large area, like a sensitive piece of infrastructure, or could this be at someone's house and, they have like a compound of a house and they want it to just fly around if they sense something? So
it's funny that you use those two examples, because they're like right on, because I was nodding my head while I was listening to you. So large industrial and commercial facilities where, again, it's difficult for humans to cover that large area, and or it's too dangerous, where you want to make sure you know what's going on. You have situational awareness prior to engaging that potential threat.
So it could be like a power plant, or a chemical facility or something.
You could have energy, exploration, extraction, and transmission. Gotcha. You could have manufacturing. Sometimes you have data centers. You have, essentially the critical infrastructures on the commercial side and on the military side, a military basis or forward operating basis, FOBs.
Okay. And what about Bill Gates's house or Elon Musk's house?
Right.
I mean, like, could this? What about the residential side of this? I mean,
Like
I mean,
imagine
if they pay us, we'll be happy to be there, right? I mean, there's no reason not to, especially if we can use them as a reference. But we are, in fact, in an Eastern European country, an ally of the United States, where there is an oligarch that we are. It's a great compound. The compound has its own telescope to what are those things where people can look up in the sky like late at night?
Oh, telescope.
No, but it's
like an observatory.
No, it's like a real observatory.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's an oligarch. It's a helicopter pads, helicopter hangars. It's actually really cool. I've been there.
Perks of the job.
Yeah, so individuals, yes, but I would say those are exceptions, is because he actually has a factory that's right next door. Yeah. So we ended up also patrolling his private residence.
Could you walk us through like the scenario here? Let's pretend I'm a criminal and I'm like, okay, I want to, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to find this big mansion. I'm going to break in through the side door because I know maybe no one's home or they're sleeping, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to steal all the jewels and I'm going to make off like a bandit and then, sell it later on. Like, what is happening in maybe like a totally hypothetical security setup that this this system would how would the drone be deployed in this scenario?
So the type of criminal activities or the threat level that our customers are facing are much greater than that. Because these are, large industrial.
So you're saying I'm unintimidating as a.
Well, I'm just saying that I think jewels is a personal problem, whereas if you have a publicly traded company and you have a security breach that caused damage, just to restart your plant could cost you millions of dollars, and not counting the cost of paused operation. So I'll give you an example. So if it was an open pit mining operation, we have seen potential threats coming in fully armed, in other parts of the world where are these big mines. These guys will come in, and if it's gold, they'll steal gold. If it's platinum, they'll steal platinum.
Could be diamonds.
They roll out a piece of carpet. They cut open the pressurized pipes. They get the slush mixed with the minerals. Sometimes people die because the pressurized pipe explodes and it hits the person that's cutting it.
Wow.
Yeah, these are all real. And the company has to make sure that they can patrol the entire area, but the area is massive. It's like 5-6 square miles.
Yeah.
Sometimes like a quarter the size of San Francisco. So you're looking at areas that they just can't do it with people. You can't hire enough people, and the economics just doesn't work.
This episode of Commercial Drones FM is brought to you by FLIR. Pretty much everyone in the commercial drone world knows about FLIR's thermal imaging technologies and may even have a basic understanding of how their sensors work. At Commercial Drones FM, we think this technology is deserving of the spotlight to reveal some of the incredible things thermal imaging drones can accomplish. Drones equipped with thermal imagers offer a way to see the world from a different perspective, which can help identify infrastructure problems, locate missing people, and increase safety and efficiency across a variety of industries. The value of thermal imaging for commercial drone operations is undeniable. So I want to use this podcast as a platform to dive deep into the world of heat and seek out the best practices and the unique use cases that make thermal imaging sensors the most drone-ready payload for commercial drone applications right next to RGB cameras. So join us over the coming months as we invite FLIR and their customers into our studio to discuss the technical and practical uses of their groundbreaking efforts in aerial thermal imagery. This episode of Commercial Drones FM is brought to you by Deveron UAS. Deveron UAS offers enterprise drone services for farmland across North America. I recently spoke with Bonduel, one of Deveron's largest customers.
So my name is Jennifer Thompson. I work for Bonduel America's Long Life. We're a vegetable processor. Bonduel is a very large company with 54 plants in the world. Here in North America, we have 11 plants doing frozen and canned vegetables.
So naturally, I wanted to know, how is Deveron helping one of the largest vegetable processors in the world by using drone technology?
So we use Deveron to service and support our precision agricultural needs. For us, it's not easy to have or own or fly our own drones to gather crop data. So Deveron is ready and available to work for us when needed. We fly thousands of acres, and managing those acres, it just works very easily with them in our fast-paced growing season. They're not just providing data, they're helping to solve issues and find solutions.
Well, that's very important work, but what's your favorite crop to eat?
My favorite crop to eat is sweet corn. I will eat sweet corn 365 days of the year.
I'm not sure if I've ever eaten sweet corn yet that was monitored by drone. To learn more, visit deveronuas.com/dronesfm and see for yourself how Deveron is leading collaboration in agriculture with drones. That's deveronuas.com/dronesfm. Okay, back to the show. And I'm sure these criminals are also attempting this probably not on a sunny, cloudless day. It's probably at night where it's very dark. And that brings me to my next question. What kind of sensors? I mean, what do you equip these drones with? And so in my really lame scenario that I had played out in my head before this, I'm Elon Musk. And of course, what am I going to do? I'm going to stick a few of my flamethrowers on it. And then I'm just going to make sure that, blast someone with some hot air.
It would be awesome to be able to raise money like Elon selling flamethrowers.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It is though. But are you guys is there going to be like an infrared camera on this? Is there going to be maybe like a spotlight on the drone that's going to like identify the criminal?
So when it comes to payload types, it really is based on the type of mission we want to be able to execute, and because we are an early stage company, we want to make sure we standardize our product, so this way we don't have a very complicated product to support with the limited resources we have.
Yeah.
So it includes a thermal camera, it includes a daytime RGB, and we have other sensors on there for our next generation that's coming up. That's going to be able to provide sense and avoid dynamically. Yeah,
excellent.
As well. Yeah.
And so, so in the scenario then, so the criminals are there. I mean, right now, is this fully automated? Obviously, this depends on regulation heavily. And so one of my next questions was going to try to cover what if the drone is flying at night and it's beyond visual line of sight, of course, because I think the true efficiency gains, in my opinion here, are when this is a fully automated system. Maybe it patrols constantly or randomly at random intervals, or it's triggered by something else that it integrates with, like maybe a security camera, and then the drone will take off and investigate an area. So maybe you can talk about the potential ways of integrating with systems there, and then we'll talk about the whole regulatory.
Sure. Of course, we all have to deal with that. So on the integration side, we integrate with two classes of technology. One is sensors, so like perimeter sensors. It could be optical, it could be kinetic.
Oh, interesting. So like a fence or something that gets tripped.
Yeah,
laser,
or
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Or
Catherine Zeta-Jones, she dips beneath the lasers. Ooh.
Radar, right? There's a ground-based radar that could help you detect, people.
Oh, interesting.
And
I'm not privy to that kind of cool technology. That's crazy.
It is really cool. I mean, that's why I really enjoy, working on this. So when the perimeter sensor goes off, we go into a rapid reaction mode. So we rapidly respond to the incident.
So the bird gets ready.
Boom, takes off, goes there, and then provides situational awareness with a live video to the entire team. Yeah.
Nice. So you could just pull out I don't know, some type of mobile device that you have on you if you're part of the security team, and then get that live view. Maybe it's infrared. Wow. Okay.
That's right. So we have mobile and we also have PC. And in areas where it's network challenged, we use the LTE.
Okay.
So the system could work solely with LTE.
And do you guys do any larger events, like big events, like Olympics or things like this at this time? I mean, there's huge, televised big things happening all the time.
No, we don't have any plans on dealing with events. We're more of a fixed location type of operation. So areas where we can be deployed and established there for a long time. That's our market.
Okay. And right now, so going back to the regulatory component, of course, as I mentioned, most of these criminals, I'm sure, are operating at night, or unless they're really sneaky, they don't, they think that you're going to be expecting them at night, so they go in during the day. But you still have this, if this is an automated drone system, yeah, exactly. If this is a fully automated system, which I'm sure it is, or it will be, whenever allowed, there's beyond visual line of sight regulations to worry about, because then there's no human operating the drone. So can you just talk to us a little bit about I'm sure this is a big challenge for you guys. What are you seeing right now as far as this goes, and how much human interaction is there versus like automated currently?
Yeah, I'm sure you asked the question regarding BVLOS on every single podcast.
It seems to come up on like 3/4 of them, to be honest. We've beaten it to death.
So obviously, a fully autonomous operation was the intent of the system. But as a business, we operate within a specific regulated market. And that regulated market have rules that tells us that we can't yet operate completely beyond visual line of sight. So we have created ConOps, a concept of operation, with our customers, and we practice those ConOps as part of our operational training on how to comply with within visual line of sight, and still be able to achieve the tactical objective of getting it there quickly, be able to provide live video, and a lot of our customers are ex-military guys. They just end up in security, and they're very familiar with drone technology. Actually more familiar, I would say, than average civilians, and they've seen the benefits of drones firsthand. So to them, the value it doesn't need to be proven. It's more about the product's capabilities. And
I think I will say this, if I'm putting myself in the boots of one of those, security professionals that's tasked with, making sure an area is secure, a normal drone, if you just think about the normal drones that we think of, just like grabbing a DJI drone or something, the fact that most likely it's not just sitting there ready to go at a moment's notice, even if there is that human element of control, they're able to just, dispatch the drone immediately, press the button, boom, it's up and it's flying because it's sitting in its nest, and then it goes out and then it finds whatever they need to do. And now all of a sudden, all these people are aware of, more situational awareness. They have that capability.
Yeah, but it won't be a DJI in the security space, because there are a bunch of Chinese security camera manufacturers. One is called Hikvision, Hike, and it's publicly known that there's a backdoor. There's no specific evidence that points to actual data being taken or transferred overseas, but the backdoor, that part is there.
Interesting.
So, most of our customers, they're being in the security business, they wouldn't want to, compromise or, put themselves in a situation of using that product. They actually call it Hack Vision instead of Hike Vision. So
the industry slang for it.
So Chinese drones, I would say that in the physical security space, it's going to be challenging.
Yeah. No, I can.
But they make a great product.
That's just hands down. But okay, so then all the hardware, you guys are basically owning pretty much the full stack for the hardware, the software, just doing as much as you can in house, using the best.
Yeah, I mean, we have partners. We have a partner that's a strategic investor. They do a few $1 billion in contract manufacturing, and they're out of Taiwan. And we do all the research here. We do the development here. and we work with them on getting it built. So they do what they do best, and we do what we do best. They're on our cap table. So, obviously our interest is aligned that we want to develop this market, and they're seeing firsthand just, how many units that's sold. So as an investor, they have the ultimate metric.
Yeah. So where are you guys seeing the most traction right now, as far as like, I don't know, maybe if you broke it down by either industry or country, or like, I don't know, what kind of idea can you give us right now on how that's going?
It's kind of hard to do by industry, because security as an application is cross industry.
Yeah. It's like the drone industry. It touches everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's like customer service. You could be a manufacturer, or you could be a software company. You both have customer service. So security is one of those. In terms of geography, as an American company, we're going to focus in North America, just because we think it's a great market, first of all. And also logistically, it is just a lot more efficient for us. And culturally, we know our customers really well, and our customer have our respect. So the way we work with them is we work together on developing the concept of operations, because we don't know everything. I mean, they're the industry professionals. We are the solutions provider that will bring the technology to the table. So.
And what's the pricing model for this? Because for the other drone in a box kind of solutions I've seen, it's like not really a rental, I don't want to call it, but it's just like a ongoing kind of fee, or it's like, I guess, for a specific amount of time. It's like a lease or something for the equipment. How does that work with you guys? Or do you have different options?
We call it RaaS, Robot as a Service. There are other companies out there with similar model. It's very akin to SaaS. The idea is we provide the technology, the customer pay a monthly fee, and with that fee we include the product, the service, but also the maintenance, repair, and upgrade.
There we go. Upgrade. That's what I was looking for, because the technology advances so fast.
It's going to be obsolete in a couple of years, right? Do you really want to invest like tens and thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars? Because a lot of the technology, once it goes bad, that thing's worthless. No one's going to want to buy it for half the price. They're going to buy it for, it's junk.
Yeah.
So in our customers, they don't really want to maintain it. It's an additional expense. They much rather not have the headache and pay less, because if they maintain it themselves, they're going to have a technician that's qualified to do that. So we take care of it for them.
That's awesome. That's cool. And so what do you see for the future of the aerial robot or robotic aerial security space, and for Nightingale Security? What are you guys heading towards in the next couple of years? What can you give us on that front?
Well, we think drones are going to become more intelligent, just because more data is going to be collected, and the environmental data that's going to enable us to be more familiar with a specific location will also help us identify anomalies. So we're going to start seeing some application-specific AIs that's going to start to develop within the physical security space, and not just for drones, but just robots in general. There's already monitoring software out there, and we're very partner friendly as a company. We're not trying to do things that we are not good at, and we know we can't be good at everything. So we focus on developing a great platform that's able to perform the mission as promised to our customers. And then applications on top of that, we're happy to partner. So with video analytics, we're currently looking for a video analytics partner when it comes to 3D volumetric measurements. We have customers, since we're already there. Our customers can ask us for stuff like that. We're looking for partners to be able to do that, because we want, it's tough enough, honestly, for a company of 18 people, okay, to take on the challenges. I'm not going to overestimate our capabilities and end up failing, right? So
exactly. Well, it's an excellent strategy and a good vision, and I really appreciate it. Jack Wu, that's Jack Wu, the CEO and co-founder of Nightingale Security. If you are a prospective partner, potentially, maybe you got some video analytics or anything like that, you guys can, or if you're just curious, you can check out the Nightingale Security website at www.nightingalesecurity.com. So thanks again, Jack, for joining us. Really appreciate your time, and it was a pleasure learning about your company, Nightingale Security.
Thank you for the opportunity, Ian.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We're cutting off the mics. Cheers.
Cheers.